Jon Jones is more than just a mixed martial artist, he's a living legend. Widely considered one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport, Jones has captivated audiences with his unique fighting style, remarkable athleticism, and unparalleled mental toughness. Known by his nickname Bones, Jones has dominated opponents with his unorthodox approach to striking and grappling, using his 84.5-inch reach to keep his opponents at bay and his explosive athleticism to finish fights in spectacular fashion. Despite initially pursuing football, Jones ultimately found his calling in mixed martial arts, where he quickly rose through the ranks to become one of the sport's most dominant figures. Jones is not just a physical specimen, he is also known for his mental fortitude and ability to stay composed under pressure. He has faced his fair share of controversies, including legal troubles and issues with substance abuse, but has always managed to bounce back stronger than ever. With a record-breaking reign as the UFC light heavyweight champion, Jones has proven himself to be one of the most talented and dynamic fighters in the history of the sport. Whether he's standing toe-to-toe with his opponents or taking the fight to the ground, Jones never fails to leave fans breathless with his incredible displays of skill and athleticism. Jones made his professional UFC debut at the age of 20. His opponent was Andre Guzmão, a seasoned veteran. Jones wasted no time in establishing himself as a force to be reckoned with, dominating Guzmão with his grappling and striking moves, not giving his opponent even a chance.
He actually connected with the ball of the feet, which is the wrong way, being much more effective. And here is a jumping knee attempt.
Jones followed up his debut with a win against Stephan Bonnar. Despite being relatively unknown at the time, Jones was able to dominate the fight from start to finish, using his superior wrestling and striking to control the action. Throughout the 3-round fight, Jones landed a series of powerful kicks and punches, while also taking Bonnar down to the ground and controlling him with his grappling. Bonnar was able to land some strikes of his own, but he was never able to mount a sustained offense against Jones. In the end, Jones won the fight by unanimous decision. Next up for Jones was Jake O'Brien, a heavyweight fighter known for his wrestling prowess. Despite being outsized by his opponent, Jones used his reach and athleticism to keep O'Brien at bay, eventually finishing him with a standing guillotine choke in the second round. He suffered his first career loss against Matt Hamill in a fight that remains controversial to this day. Jones was dominating the fight, but was disqualified for throwing illegal elbows. Many believe that Jones was on his way to a TKO victory had the fight been allowed to continue.
Trouble for Matt Hamill. Matt Hamill's in deep trouble. Round one. Look at that ground pound. Man, Hamill doing nothing. He really can't do it. Good elbow, just glanced over the forehead. Big elbows. Can't do. Done.
That's it. And this is the one that was deemed illegal.
Jones bounced back from the loss with a dominant win against Brandon Vera, a former heavyweight contender. Jones showed off his striking and grappling skills, finishing Vera with brutal elbow strikes in the first round.
Declared the winner by TKO, Jon.
Then he faced off against Vladimir Matyushenko, a veteran wrestler and striker. Once again, Jones used his reach and athleticism to keep his opponent at bay, eventually finishing him with a TKO in the first round.
On top, and he's looking to pass, and he does, in his side control. This is terrible
Get out of this pass.
Terrible spot.
Herb Dean right on top of the action, and it's
Jon.
1.5-inch reach.
His next opponent wasn't a threat either. Jones looked like he was playing with Bader, controlling the whole fight and ultimately choking him with a beautiful guillotine.
Good elbows by Jon Jones. Now here's a head kick. Partially blocked by Ryan.
And it beat up.
Reaches tough to fade.
Jones.
Nice kick. Oh, look at this.
Working on that.
Yeah, he went right for a straight guillotine here. Tightened it right up, twisted it, and Bader was stuck.
Bones.
Jon Jones fought Shogun on March 19, 2011, for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. The fight was highly anticipated as Rua was the reigning champion and considered one of the best fighters in the world, while Jones was a young up-and-comer with a lot of hype behind him. In the first round, Jones immediately took control of the fight, landing kicks, knees, and elbows on Rua. He also secured a takedown and landed some ground and pound, showing his dominance in all areas of the fight. Despite Rua's toughness and experience, Jones continued to dominate throughout the fight. In the third round, Jones landed multiple knees and elbows, forcing the referee to stop the fight. The victory over Rua marked a significant moment in Jones' career, as he became the youngest UFC champion in history at the age of 23. It also solidified Jones' status as one of the best fighters in the world and set the stage for his reign as the dominant champion in the UFC light heavyweight division for years to come.
To the body. And it is
Jon Jones fought Quinton Rampage Jackson at UFC 135 on September 24, 2011, defending his UFC light heavyweight title for the first time. He dominated the fight from the beginning, using his reach and striking ability to keep Jackson at bay. He landed a variety of strikes, including elbows, knees, and punches, and also took Jackson down multiple times throughout the fight.
And here you see that spinning elbow. Look at this. Right. Spinning. Wheel kick. Wow, Rampage has some very good takedown defense. Just land. Big swing at the end of the round.
to close the distance. Again with the head. There's Rampage, and he can't stand outside of Tony. Trying to throw.
And some great kicks. His repertoire is.
Rampage just trying to get inside.
He was so close and has to capitalize it. He did a couple and then he stopped.
His inside leg kick was there a moment ago. Now he wants the leg. There's Jones.
He's got him down up into side control. And here Quinton gets cut. Jon Jones hits him with the block after that one, Joe. Look at that. He throws a jab right behind him. The ultimate fighting. Look at that.
Jab again. Oh, nice lead time. The junior college All-American wrestler.
He's got the nice guys.
In the fourth round, Jones secured a rear naked choke that forced Jackson to tap out, giving Jones the victory at 1:14 of the round. Jones faced another tough challenge in Lyoto Machida on December 10, 2011, in his second title defense of the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. In the first round, Machida used his elusive movement and karate-style striking to give Jones some problems, landing some significant shots. However, Jones regained his composure and began to find his range with his striking.
Concern we've seen on the face of Jon try to take this fight to the ground. Good kick to the body by Jon. And a good counter by Lyoto. Lyoto's swinging away, pushing forward. Now let's watch for the Greco clinch. No offers. His title of the show. Machida there. And then
in the second round, Jones landed a devastating standing elbow that rocked Machida, and then followed up with a guillotine choke that put Machida to sleep. The finish was controversial as Machida appeared to go limp before the referee stopped the fight, leading to criticism from some fans who felt the stoppage was late. However, there was no denying Jones' impressive performance, as he showed his ability to overcome adversity and finish fights with his diverse skill set. Next fight was against Rashad Evans. As former training partners, the two had a tense rivalry leading up to their bout at UFC 145, and fight fans were eagerly anticipating the showdown. From the outset, Jones displayed his trademark signature striking style, mixing up kicks and punches to keep Evans guessing. Despite Evans' best efforts to close the distance, Jones' reach advantage allowed him to keep his opponent at bay and land damaging shots. Evans showed heart and determination throughout the fight, but Jones' superior skills and athleticism proved too much to handle. In the end, the judges awarded Jones a unanimous decision victory. Jones faced Vitor Belfort, a veteran striker known for his knockout power, in his fourth title defense. Belfort came out strong, trying to take Jones' hand early in the fight. However, Jones weathered the storm and eventually finished Belfort with a key lock submission in the fourth round. On April 27, 2013, Jones destroyed Chael Sonnen, a trash-talking wrestler, in a fight that was originally supposed to be against Dan Henderson. Jones made short work of Sonnen, dominating him with his striking and earning a TKO victory in the first round. On his sixth title defense, Bones faced arguably his toughest challenge yet in Alexander Gustafsson, a tall and skilled striker from Sweden. The fight was a back-and-forth affair, with Gustafsson surprising many by taking Jones down and outstriking him on the feet. The fight came down to the final round.
Hold on, he got put. Spinning him now. Kick to the ground. Big Evans sweep. Look at that. Colts. But John's chasing after him now. Look at literally chasing their approach. Is it Gustafsson? Goes to national boxing champion. Working our way. Gustafsson showed a ton. Oh, high. Good success. Look at his game, and that is wrestling. Oh, high. Uppercut in John. Just kicks to the butt for that spin. Yep, there's the elbow. Competitive fight. Cut over the right eye. But an overall takedown. Yep, and that's. Look at. And another one. Again. It stays. Those punches. See, right? Heavyweight title is on. Hands on his hips like he was exhausted. Get together with the way he's moving.
In the end, Gustafsson didn't have enough left in his gas tank to take the belt from the champion. It was the furthest we've ever seen Jones pushed. But to his credit, he pushed back, winning the final 2 rounds and the fight. On April 26, 2014, the reigning champion, Jon Jones, was set to defend his title against Glover Teixeira, a Brazilian powerhouse with a record of 22-2 at that time. As the first round began, it was clear that both fighters meant business. Jones utilized his signature striking and movement to keep Teixeira at bay, while the challenger landed some heavy shots of his own. However, in the second round, Jones really turned up the heat, landing a brutal spinning elbow that rocked Teixeira and put him on the defensive. Despite this setback, Teixeira refused to back down, and the two fighters continued to trade shots for the next several rounds. But in the end, it was Jones who emerged victorious, having dominated the majority of the fight with his superior striking and grappling skills.
Jones quicker to this. Right hand over the top, front leg side. There's this. And that comes from hard work. He is up. The best in the world. I mean, this is the part, this is the area where we thought
The undisputed UFC.
Jones faced off against his bitter rival and former Olympian, Daniel Cormier, in what was billed as one of the biggest fights in UFC history. Both fighters came in with a long-standing feud and a desire to prove themselves as the best in the division. From the opening bell, the two began to exchange strikes, with Jones using his unorthodox striking style and Cormier utilizing his boxing skills to land heavy shots. As the fight progressed, both fighters continued to throw kicks and punches, with Jones landing some brutal elbows and Cormier connecting with some powerful hooks. The fight was a back-and-forth battle, with neither fighter able to truly take control. In the end, it was Jones who emerged victorious, having landed more significant strikes and defended his title with a unanimous decision victory.
Daniel responds to the same technique, a true wrestler. And DC and Jon seem in constant pressure and over again.
5 rounds.
Big right hand by DC, an uppercut for the knee.
Cormier pressuring him on the begin here at the end of the third.
Oh!
Total strikes. Cormier 80.
Look at this, Jon taking down again, and he does. This is probably the best, and it got him down.
Bad.
So hard to get a takedown, but he just can't.
That one off the arm. Rib cage of Cormier. There it is. 30-second ultimate grudge match.
Look at this.
On April 23, 2016, Bones made his return to the octagon after a 15-month absence, facing off against Sylvain St. Pierre in a light heavyweight bout. Despite his long layoff, Jones wasted no time in showing why he was one of the most dominant fighters in UFC history, utilizing his signature striking and grappling to control St. Pierre from the start. Despite the lack of preparation, Jones put on a dominant performance, earning a unanimous decision victory and setting up a highly anticipated rematch with Cormier. Although he was unable to secure a finish, his performance showed that he was still a force to be reckoned with in the light heavyweight division.
He's going to get taken down as this fight goes on.
Nice elbow by Jon.
And again, no Vince do it again. Big shot by Jones.
Oh, man.
And now Vince is going to find something. He has to continue the action or he's going to be in trouble. Oh, big slam. And you said you felt, Joe, through your feet as Vince hit the ground.
On July 29, 2017, Bones and DC met again in the octagon for a highly anticipated rematch, this time for the light heavyweight title at UFC 214. The two fighters had a long-standing feud and a lot to prove. Jones had returned to the octagon after a suspension and was determined to prove himself as the true champion, while Cormier was eager to avenge his previous loss to Jones and claim the title for himself. From the opening bell, Jones showed why he was one of the most dominant fighters in UFC history, using his range and striking to keep Cormier at bay. But Cormier refused to back down, pressing forward and landing some powerful shots of his own. In the third round, Jones landed a brutal head kick that sent Cormier to the mat, and he followed up with a barrage of strikes to secure the TKO victory and reclaim the light heavyweight title. But tested positive for Turinabol, causing his win to be overturned to a no contest, along with a 15-month suspension.
He's out. He's out.
And now, and again, the new.
On December 29, 2018, Jon Jones and Alexander Gustafsson met again in the octagon for a highly anticipated rematch, this time for the light heavyweight title at UFC 232. Their first fight had been a back-and-forth battle that many consider one of the greatest fights in UFC history, with Jones narrowly edging out Gustafsson in a close decision. In the rematch, Bones was determined to prove that he was the better fighter, and he came out strong from the start, utilizing his range and grappling to keep Gustafsson where he wanted. Gustafsson showed his own skills and heart, refusing to back down and landing some powerful shots of his own. But Jones was relentless, and in the third round, he was able to secure a takedown and ground and pound Gustafsson until the referee called a stop to the fight. Jones' victory was a dominant one, and he once again cemented his place as the top fighter in the light heavyweight division and also returned the belt where it belongs. On March 2, 2019, Jones defended his light heavyweight title against Anthony Smith in a highly anticipated fight at UFC 235. The two fighters started off cautiously, with Smith showing great footwork and movement. However, Jones soon found his range and started to dominate the fight, performed several takedowns and controlling most of the fight. In the end, Jones won by unanimous decision after 5 rounds of back-and-forth action.
So it's not technically illegal. But
perhaps we'll get another high-amplitude takedown from Jon Jones. Oh, nasty. Then his counterpart, Anthony Smith. Jones not slowing down. During his first reign, and a late flying knee.
On July 6, 2019, Bones faced off against Thiago Santos in a thrilling light heavyweight title bout at UFC 239. The fight was a back-and-forth battle from start to finish, with both fighters showing incredible skill and determination. Santos, known for his explosive power, landed several heavy strikes on Jones throughout the fight, including a leg kick that caused Jones to visibly limp. Despite this, Jones remained composed and continued to mix up his striking and grappling to keep Santos guessing. In the later rounds, Santos suffered a severe knee injury that limited his mobility and forced him to fight on one leg. Despite this setback, he continued to push forward and even managed to land some powerful punches on Jones. In the end, Jones won by split decision after 5 hard-fought rounds. The victory was a testament to Jones' versatility and his ability to adapt to his opponent's strengths. The fight between Jon Jones and Thiago Santos was an epic clash between two top-ranked fighters, and a true display of the heart and determination that makes mixed martial arts such an exciting sport to watch. On February 8, 2020, Jones for the last time defended his light heavyweight title against Dominic Reyes in what many believed would be his toughest challenge yet. The fight lived up to the hype, with both fighters showcasing their incredible skill and athleticism. Reyes started off strong, using his footwork and striking to keep Jones on the back foot. Jones, known for his grappling and clinch work, struggled to find his range in the early rounds. However, he showed his championship mettle by making adjustments in the later rounds. He started to incorporate more kicks and takedowns, which helped him to gain control of the fight and score points on the judges' scorecards. The fight went the distance, with both fighters giving it their all until the final bell. In the end, Jones won by unanimous decision, but many fans and analysts felt that Reyes had done enough to win. He returned after 3 years, and immediately destroyed Cyril Gane in his new heavyweight division, and claimed the UFC Heavyweight Championship title. Despite his life out of the octagon, we really hope to see him again soon in another death or life fight, as he is the ultimate GOAT.